Hello yogis, yoginis, thank you for tuning in today. As you can see by the title, you know we're going to move through Surya Namaskar A. We'll learn about it, we'll practice it, and we'll figure it out together. Now you may have been in many classes where they say Sun A. This is the same thing. This is our Sun Salutation A or Surya Namaskar A. Now it's a beautiful thing to help warm up the body, connect breath with movements. We're really focusing here on having each breath connect with the movement. Now to get that breath ready, we'd like to use Ujjayi Pranayam. Ujjayi Pranayam, we're going to be breathing in and out through the nose. And we're going to try to add some length to each inhale and exhale so that they match. And what we're going to do while finding that nice, so add a slight contraction through the throat, feeling as though you're breathing in and out through the throat itself. It's going to create a bit of a sound, maybe like a snoring sound, or I like to think of it as a nice ocean wave crashing with each inhale and exhale. Now, Ujjayi translates to victorious breath, but you may also hear it known as the oceanic breath, so that nice little ocean wave has a nice connection there for you. So continuing to breathe, we're going to stand in Tadasana, feet hip width, rooting down through those feet, lengthening spine, engaging quads, finding head neutral with the chin slightly tucked, shoulders down, back, palms forward. Find Ujjayi. We'll inhale, exhale, in and out through the nose, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Keeping this breath going, keeping this pattern moving. And we'll welcome in Surya Namaskar. Of course, we're going with the A variation today. You may also know this as your Vinyasa flow. If you take Vinyasa class, well, this is what we're doing. This is what it actually is, the sequence. A lot of teachers like to build within this sequence in a Vinyasa class. Of course, if you take any other form of yoga, you probably know this sequence as well. But if you'd like to learn a few variations, options to take throughout, get a refresher, or just move through Surya Namaskar at a bit of a slower pace, as I don't like to take them too fast, you're welcome to join. Without further ado, meeting at the top of your mat if you're not already there, or your space, we'll have those feet as they are. With an inhale, we're going to lift the arms up, extending the mountain, maybe gaze follows. On the exhale, hinging from hip, folding forward, Uttanasana. Now, first one here, hang out. Continue to breathe. Notice how we're feeling. If this is your first one of the day, maybe taking a little swaying. Finding a moment here. Now, of course, you could have a nice bend in the knees. And reconnecting with your breath, your next inhale, we're going to lengthen the spine. Hands may be on blocks, maybe the shins, maybe up on the thighs. With this nice length of the spine, notice if you're clinching through the toes, maybe lifting them to see if you are or not. Maybe peeling shoulder blades back. The gaze will just be slightly below the nose, keeping this nice long line of energy from the spine to the tip of the crown. Few breaths here. Again, noticing how we are not too far back. We don't want the hips beyond the ankles on either side. Just having hips above as best we can. And again, not gripping too much in the toes. Finding another inhale here. Exhale, hands will come to mat and we'll step back to a high plank. Now once here, shoulders over wrists, continuing to breathe. We're going to go through our first variation we can take with Surya Namaskar A. From here, with an exhale, knees melt to the mat, finding kneeling plank. Of course, you could step directly back into a kneeling plank if you'd like to take it that way. Finding an inhale here. On the exhale, elbows stay close to the body as you lower down to the mat. With an inhale, we're just going to lift the chest slightly. And taking a baby cobra, we'll hang out here for a few moments. Again, we're taking this slow, showing options, then we'll take it with pace to round out the class. Next, exhale, lowering down. Then inhale, we'll curl toes under. And maybe we push back to kneeling once again. And then send hips up and back as you exhale. This will be a bit more fluid when we take it with the breath. Your exhale will take you from your back bend into downward facing dog. Where we are now, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Taking a moment here, finding that stillness we found in the first Uttanasana. And really pushing mat away with the hands. Maybe head and chest are melting towards mat. Maybe actively lifting kneecaps, finding a little heel drop. Of course, they don't have to be touching. You could have a little bend in the knees. We're all going to be at different places. Finding yourself wherever you are. And even if the heels aren't touching, maybe actively sending them towards the mat. Sending that intention there. A little external rotation of the arms, sending the insides of the elbows towards the front of your space. Then from here, from our down dog, inhales will look between the palms, bending knees. And this time on the exhale, walking slowly, maybe crossing legs as you go towards the front of your space, meeting back in that forward fold. Feet can be hip width, maybe flush together if that's more comfortable for you. From this fold, reconnecting with your breath, and inhale, we'll find that Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lifting. And we'll add a little pace, exhale, lowering back down. Inhale, we're going to rise all the way up, extending up once again. On the exhale, hands heart center. Very good. That was our first way you can take Surya Namaskar A. That was very slow, very modified. We'll take it a little bit different this time, adding on a little bit. It'll cut down the time. We might find a little more expression in some of these poses. So, from here, staying as you were, mountain pose. Inhale, we'll extend up, maybe gaze follows. Exhale, hinging from hip, forward fold. Inhale, lengthening spine. Exhale, plant palms, step back to a plank. Inhaling here. Exhaling here. This inhale will shift shoulders past wrist. Exhale, elbows stay close to body as you lower to the mat. This inhale, Bhujangasana, cobra, a bit higher. We're going to bring those shoulders down and back, lifting chest proud, coming towards front and up. Maybe active through the lower glutes, rooting the legs down, finding another inhale here. Exhale, lowering. Inhale, can tuck toes, lifting either to knees or to the top of that plank. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Now, however we take this, we'll have a few breaths in down dog regardless. Depending upon the pace of which you'd like to take, you can find 1 full round of breath, 3 full rounds of breath, 5, and then find a move. Of course, from here, we'll inhale to look between palms, bending knees. Exhale, make your way, top of the mat. Now you can step a bit quicker this time, finding forward fold. Inhale, we'll lengthen spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reaching, rising. Exhale, heart center. Now we just moved through our second round. Bit different variation. We added the lowering all the way down without knees. We added a full cobra, Bhujangasana. Now we'll take our third version here, which will have our Chaturanga Dandasana and our Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, our upward facing dog. Now for this version, again, we'll move with a bit of pace, but we're still gonna step forward and back. We'll add that next layer on with the next round, if you know where you're heading. All right, from here, we inhale it up. Exhale, hinging from hip, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen spine. Exhale, plant palms, stepping to plank. Inhale, shifting forward, shoulders beyond wrist. Exhale, we're gonna bring the arms to a 90-degree angle, lowering down just a bit. This is Chaturanga Dandasana. With an inhale, we'll untuck the toes, send the shoulders down, back chest forward. Hopefully your mat's not sliding like mine is. And with an exhale, hips go up and back. Whew. Downward facing dog. Taking a few breaths here. From here, an inhale, we'll look between palms, bending knees. Exhale, top of mat, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rising, reaching. Exhale, heart center. Okay, now that variation, we added Chaturanga. We added up dog. Now, a few important things, as I kind of touched on, but it's a bit difficult to touch on while going through it, right? And with your mat sliding, taking a moment to just notice where you're at with your Chaturangas. Now we're sending those shoulders past the wrist, but we're lowering down to find that 90-degree angle, right? It's not really about getting down super low. It's not this. We're more up here, keeping elbows close regardless. And then with the up dog, it's like our cobra, but the only thing touching is the bottoms of the feet. Excuse me, the tops of the feet. Taking a moment, the top of the mat, and we'll move through our next variation, adding jump back and jump forward. Now, one thing that I should say, jump back into your Chaturanga. If you jump back into the plank, you're going to be taking a lot of force to the shoulders. And of course, there's still some happening if you go into the bend. But you can kind of thinking it as like softening the blow as you jump back while bending. That distribution of the force gets spread out. And over time, it'll just treat you a bit better. Okay, so now, Surya Namaskar with jump back and jump forward. Starting in mountain, reconnecting with breath. Inhaling it up. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, extend spine. And with the exhale, you're going to plant palms, bend knees, hop back, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Taking a moment here. Now to jump forward, the inhale will look between palms, bending knees. We're going to find the same type of arm base as that Chaturanga, elbows tight. And we can simply, with an exhale, hop up, finding a fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rising, reaching. Exhale, heart center. Amazing. So those are all of our primary variations you could take of this throughout any class you go to where there is a flow. Now, I'm going to give us a few opportunities. We've done 4, so we can move through 3, however you'd like to take them, and I'll cue them here. And of course, you could do this on your own, but I'll cue them as I would in a normal class, with a bit of pace on each breath. You know, I've been to classes where it's up, down, up, back, and I'm a little, just a tad bit slower, so if you like that pace, maybe this is a part you come back to. So from here, of course, meeting in your mountain, and we'll move through 3 rounds. Inhaling up. Exhale, forward fold, hinging from hip. Inhale, lengthen spine. Exhale, plant palms, step or hop back, lowering down. Either halfway for Chaturanga or all the way to the mat. Your inhale lifts chest, shoulders down, back. Exhale, downward facing dog. That inhale can be cobra or up dog. You know your variations at this point. Next inhale, we can look between palms, bending knees. Exhale, make your way. Top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rising, reaching. Maybe a slight back bend happens. Exhale, hinging from hip, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen spine. Exhale, plant palms, step or hop back. Chaturanga or plank. Inhale, finding the chest lift, shoulders down, back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breaths here. Deep breath, connecting with Ujjayi. Next, inhale, looks between palms, bending knees. Exhale, top of mat, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rising, maybe slight back bend. Exhale, hinge from hip, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, plant palms, step or hop back, lowering down. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathing here. Next inhale, looking between palms, bending knees. Exhale, top of mat, forward fold. Inhale, lifting, lengthening spine. Exhale, fold. Last inhale, rising up. Exhale, heart center. Now just taking a few moments here. Allow the energies to settle. Bringing some life back into the breath if any was lost. And simply take a few moments here to observe the breath and the energies flowing through the body here. Our pranamaya kosha, the breathing, the energetic layer of our body. As I spoke on earlier, Surya Namaskar, we practice to connect breath to movements, to welcome in some nice heat. Maybe you're feeling it, maybe not. And to really breathe this prana into the system, the life force energy that surrounds us, said to be most potent at sunrise and sunset. So if you happen to be practicing around those times, it's quite nice to practice Surya Namaskar and all yoga in general, but there's said to be some added benefits. The studio I teach at actually faces the rising sun, so I enjoy teaching early in the morning here, allowing the students to feel that. Taking another moment or so, and bringing hands to heart center if they aren't already, and slowly bowing towards yourself, thanking yourself for honoring your tapa, your tapas, your tapaha, your commitment to practice. And continuing on with your day, maybe finding some more yoga, maybe moving on to Surya Namaskar B, Surya Namaskar Classical, finding and learning as much as you can about your practice. And whenever you're ready, you can lift the head and open the eyes. Thank you.